Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This week I want to do a quick overview of what is in my bag as I start school this week. Most of the items are the same, but there are a few things that have changed and I've made some adjustments to how I take notes, so I thought I would share those with you all. I'm carrying the same backpack that I started out with in the previous semester and I love this backpack. It's great for me. It's not too big, not too small, and it doesn't hurt my back. This pencil case that I got from Stationery Pal has been great as well, and I just want to update some of the items that I'm carrying. I always like to have a regular size pad of sticky notes in my pencil case, as well as these index tabs that I got from Jet Pens. They're amazing. I also use these washi dots and book darts to mark specific pages or paragraphs. More specifically, because I can use one of those dots to actually stick it next to the paragraph that's important, or the book dart can point to a specific passage that is interesting to me. So I'm going to keep some of these dots in my pencil case so that whenever I'm reading a physical book, I can use it to annotate and mark key passages instead of underlining things. And then I'll always have some stick-on tabs just in case I need some extra things, and then washi tape, sticky notes, just different ways of marking pages depending on, what kind of book it is. And then I have a pencil. I always like to carry a pencil in case I need something that can be, erased. And then my favorite pens are still these Muji pens and the Sarasa pens. And then I always like to keep at least one highlighter. These are mild liner highlighters. Of course, I always have to have tea with me. And then this little bag here, it's pretty much the same as it was last semester, just several personal items that I might need while I'm out. One of the big changes is the notebook that I'm using. I'm still using a Midori notebook. I have loved the paper of these notebooks, and the grid format is great for taking notes neatly, but I've gotten a smaller copy. This is a B6 slim size, which is a great profile for me because it's small enough to carry my backpack without taking up hardly any room. And then it's also good when you're taking notes at school. I don't know about you, but I usually don't have very much room where I'm sitting. Usually it's around a crowded table or a very tiny desk. And so having a smaller notebook just makes things a lot easier when I'm trying to take notes and have either, my computer out as well, or another, hard copy of a book, depending on what text we're studying. So having this smaller version is going to be really nice. I'm going to get a proper cover for it soon, but right now I'm just making do with an old traveler's notebook cover. And then here's my Kindle. I'll be bringing that with, digital textbooks. And then I have this little tiny Fields notes that I use for just jotting down quick ideas on the go. I have a new water bottle for this semester. The one I had before was a little bit clunky. It had multiple attachments on the top. This one just has a simple screw-off lid, which is much easier for refilling it and drinking out of it on the go. I've got my Kindle set up with a background from the Book of Kells, which is kind of fun. And that's everything I'm carrying. It's not much, but it's everything that I will need while I'm out, and it won't break my back with, too much to carry. So I know I've already shown you some of these, but I thought I would show you the rest of my textbooks for this semester. I'm taking 2 classes this time, and one of them is on literature from the 12th century, and so we're reading a range of different texts on a variety of subjects. I don't even have all of the books for this class. I think it's going to be quite extensive in its scope, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing the kinds of literature that were produced in this century. Apparently it's a century of Renaissance that is kind of lesser known than, the primary Renaissance. So I'm really curious. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And the professor who teaches this class, he's one of the main reasons why I'm at this program, because he's just so good. He knows his stuff. He's got an excellent command of languages. So I think it's going to be a fascinating class. Then the other class that I'm taking, we are only focusing on one poem, Piers Plowman. But I think this class, from what I understand, is that it's not just going to be on the text itself, but it's also going to be on something called paleography, which, from what I gather, is just the study of manuscripts and texts and how texts get transmitted, how they get made in different versions, and deciding which versions to translate. All those different kinds of things, I believe, fall under paleography. It's a newer to me subject, so I'm really curious about where the direction of the class is going to go, and just the different kinds of things that we might learn as we're tackling not just a piece of literature as literature, but also manuscripts and texts and things like that. This book here is not one of my textbooks, but it's one that I just recently finished and I absolutely loved it. It's not for the faint of heart. It's very philosophical, very heavy. It was a slow read. It doesn't look like a very long book, but it took me a long time to read it because it's so deep. It's basically Owen Barfield. He's one of the Inklings, and it's his theory of language and how language has changed and shaped our consciousness. And then this book here, I'm, not to give any spoilers, but I'm working on a paper for a Tolkien conference, and it's going to be on Tom Bombadil, I think. He's one of my favorite characters, partially because he's so puzzling and there's not a clear explanation for who or what he is, but I have an idea of how I might write a paper on at least how he functions in the story and what he does. And so I've been doing some research into him and reading more texts on him. But that's the end of this video. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and a good week. And I'm both excited and nervous to start the next semester. And so if my videos are less frequent, that's just simply because I'm busy. But I'm excited to keep sharing this journey with you, as well as all of my other creative hobbies. But I will see you next time. Bye.